by you. I'll be your everything, your blue sky. I go to war, I'll fight. Damn right. Even when I've left.
All right, welcome back to the Professional Stepdad Show. I am your host, Franco Zavala. This is episode 144 of the show. I know I say welcome back in the beginning, but also let me say welcome to any new listener, anybody that just found the show, anybody that was just introduced to the show. Welcome to the show. This is a safe place for stepdads and stepmoms and stepparents, and just where I kind of speak about real shit. I don't hold much back. And I also like to make episodes about questions and concerns that you have as a step-parent, wherever you find yourself in your blended family journey. So if you have a question, if you want me to make an episode about something, please email me at contact@theprofessionalstepdad.com, and I will answer you if I think we'll go back and forth. If I feel like it's a really good kind of like breakdown of what a really good episode for teaching another step parent can be, I will 100% make an episode about it. So today's episode is going to be about a subject matter that a lot of you stepdads out there are not familiar with, and that is called patience. I am not sure where men that step into blended families, I am not sure where we're getting this false information from, but why do we have such a hard time making our peace with patience? Like, we want everything now. We want the family to love us now. We want the kids to respect us now. We want the nows. And God forbid we have to put in the work. I receive messages and emails from stepdads who say things like, I've been a stepdad for 3 years and I feel like I'm doing everything correct. I'm putting my heart and soul into the family, and the kids they're just not responding the way I want them to respond, and it's really messing with my marriage, and it's kind of killing my confidence. I mean, how long is it supposed to take? Answer: the daily double. No, answer is this. It's supposed to take as long as it's fucking supposed to take. I said this before, but when I finally got the recognition from my oldest daughter, who is now 22 and married, when I finally got the recognition from her, it wasn't until almost 9 years into my blended family journey. Up until that point, I was just, a parental figure in her life. I mean, don't get me wrong. She didn't disrespect me or anything, but not a lot of thank yous and not a lot of I appreciate yous and not a lot of hugs and love. Just not a lot of it. It wasn't until 9 years into my blended family journey that I finally got a letter from her that kind of broke everything down. And let me tell you something, stepdads, it was worth the wait. Stop anticipating attaboys. You stepped into your family. You stepped into this scenario, into this blended family, knowing good and well that not only are you not the biological dad, but that you're a fucking stranger. And for some reason, there has been a disconnect between that first scenario and the amount of time it takes before you demand respect and love and admiration and acceptance. There's a disconnect there. And the reason that there's a disconnect is because, for the most part, men who jump into blended family scenarios, men who take this step, and decide to go down this path, approach it the wrong way. They approach it in a way where they either go all in on the kids and they forget about the relationship with their wife, or they don't work on themselves, or maybe they go all in on their relationship with their wife and they pay no attention to the kids, but they also don't work on themselves. Bottom line will always and forever be, you have to start with you first. And when you can start with you, you can make your peace with the simple fact you cannot bring in old Franco into the new relationship. Just doesn't work like that. It'll be like you saying to your partner that you're okay with her being the way she was for the last 8 years with her husband, who are now they're divorced, but you want her to stay the same way, be the same woman. That didn't work for her. And because of that, and because of him, they split up, and pain and suffering and trust issues are, brought to the top. You don't want her to stay the same. You want her to change. And the only way for her to change is to work on herself, and vice versa. So when you're kind of slowly moving through this process of what it will take to be a successful step parent, there are a lot of red flags that you have to look out for that are coming from you, not coming from the kids, not coming from your partner, from you. And these red flags you got to look out for are the way that you're feeling when you do something and then the kids kind of just blow it off like it's nothing, but you put your heart and soul into it, but they still didn't fucking give you any like, hey, thanks. And you're about to flip your shit, right? And then what happens, because you haven't worked on yourself, and you and your partner are not on the same page, or she hasn't worked on herself, that one thing gets told to her, it blows up. And before you know it, you find yourself in a place where you just don't want to be. There is no guarantee that you will succeed as a step parent. There just is not. But if you want to better your chances, take a deep breath and just make your peace with patience. Period. Make your peace with patience. You have to be patient with your partner. She was hurt. She was maybe betrayed. Trust is going to be a new thing to her, because now she's got to learn to not only accept it and have it again, and the crazy thing, it has nothing to do with you, stepdad, but you still have to make your peace with the amount of time that it's going to take for her to finally trust you. Maybe the kids, and maybe they were in some sort of an abusive scenario. So now every man, good, bad, right, or wrong, will be kind of will have some sort of a negative effect on the family because of the experiences that they went through before you ever showed up. Remember, it doesn't have anything to do with you. It does not. It just doesn't. You didn't do any of that. You're the new person. You stepped up. You're like, hey, I'm here. I'm willing to love mom and help raise the kids into productive adults. And I'm sorry for what you've gone through. And when you can kind of accept that for what it is, then you'll get to a point as a stepdad where you don't need an attaboy. You don't need to be appreciated and valued and loved. You just don't, because the more you anticipate it and the more times it doesn't come, the more pissed off that you're going to get. Dude, just take a step back and start focusing on you. Go work on you. Stop looking for acceptance from other people, and make sure that you have acceptance from yourself first. When you look at yourself in the mirror, can you honestly say that you're doing your best, that you're doing everything needed to be a successful mentor, leader, and father within your blended family? Are you following your dreams, and are you accomplishing your goals in life? Because if you're not, but then you're demanding it of the kids, it's a little hypocritical, yeah? So stop worrying about whether or not the kids are going to respect you and love you and cherish you and thank you. Stop worrying about whether or not your partner is going to somehow finally get to a point where she can trust you without feeling one way or another about it, because she just loves you. It takes time. Work on you. Make your peace with patience. If you're working on yourself and you're fixing your bullshit, and you're learning how to communicate, and you're learning how to listen, and you're understanding the love languages, and you're figuring out who likes what, who does what, what kind of kids are in the house, how mom reacts to certain things. You're just doing your study. You're like a sniper on the hill who hasn't taken the shot yet because they are waiting for that perfect moment. But in the meantime, while you're waiting for that perfect moment, you are taking notes. You're being a student of the moment. And I'm going to highly recommend each and every one of you stepdads become a student of the moments. You have to start putting things down on paper, right? Keep a journal. Take inventory of your daily activities and how they're affecting the kids and how they're affecting your relationship. Figure out if you're reacting or responding to certain things. What are your triggers? And then go fucking work on those triggers. And then what's going to happen, for instance, like me, is you're going to put in all the work. You're going to do all the time. You're going to sacrifice so much. And one day you're going to get a letter. It's going to be sitting on your desk. And you're going to open it and you're going to read it. And you're going to lose your shit because you're going to be so grateful that you waited for that moment. That you didn't force it. It feels so much better. I promise, stepdads. It feels so much better. But in order to get to that position, in order to get to that point as a stepdad, as a man, as a leader, as a father, is make your peace with the amount of patience it's going to take you to win. Make your peace with it. It's not an easy thing to ask you to do. I know. Some of you have rolled your eyes more than once during this episode. I get it. But if you can find peace and you can just be patient when it comes, and it will come randomly, like for me, it was randomly on a desk and it was like a Wednesday. It will mean the world to you because you waited for the right moment. All right, everyone, that's today's episode. Until next time, I'll talk to you soon. Be well. Hey, thanks for listening to the show. Listen, if you know a stepdad who is in need of any of this information, do me a favor right now. Hit that subscribe button and share this episode with them as fast as possible. Did you do it? Okay, you did it.
Quiet on the set, please. Thank you, everybody.